than this. A baby at 36 weeks weighs about 6 pounds and is about 19 inches long. Medical and political officials want to legalize abortion until this stage in a baby's development to research on stem cells. Stem cells are what help people do, like, they grow limbs, they grow tissues, they grow ears, stuff like that. These cells are derailed from their natural habitat through chemical manipulation and processes of removing from the embryonic cell. So, how they get the cells in the first place? A woman has to have an abortion for the cells to take place. The main problems with this are the destruction of the embryos, the ethics, and the moralities of all of this together. An article from Stanford University of the human embryonic stem cells includes the destruction of the human embryo and the cells that are derailed in vitro around the 5th day of the embryo's development. So this means a woman will have an abortion around the 5th day she has conceived a child. They will take the fetus, they destruct the fetus, they extract the cells from it, and then they use the cells and chemically manipulate them to make something else. After the retrieval and the manipulation, the researchers are manipulating the words of how they do the research. So basically they're saying that these cells will not reproduce enough to create another human embryo. But once the embryos are put, like the tissues from the embryos are put in a petri dish, they create another embryo. So how is that not a living cell? How is that not a living person? Public funding is another problem here. So the government doesn't want to give a lot of money to the research and the process that goes in with it because people look at it as ethically and morally wrong. They don't want to legalize abortion because they think if they legalize abortion, then they're going to have more material to use. An article called "The Stem Cell Research Debate" says the government does not approve this because they don't like it. They don't want to see it happen. Obama himself said if he could eliminate stem cell research, he would do it. But it was already implemented through Bush that they could do some research. However, we kind of do have a solution. Stem cells are being created in your body every 5 seconds. So you're creating tissues, you're creating your organ tissues, you're creating your brain cells. You have stem cells in your body. If scientists were to just take a sample of your skin and create stem cells with that, they can manipulate those a little bit, not as much as the embryonic stem cells, but they can still do the same thing. So how scientists do this is they take a skin graft from your arm or the inside of your cheek, and then they retrieve the stem cells from that, and then they manipulate them a little bit to fit your disease or your illness, and then they inject them back to you, and those will help you cure your disease. According to an article in Science Daily, unlike embryonic stem cells, the use of adult stem cells in research and therapy is not controversial because the production of adult stem cells does not require the destruction of a human embryo. Also, a benefit to the adult stem cells is it's significantly cheaper, like millions of dollars cheaper. So if we are not giving away millions of dollars for embryonic stem cell research and maybe spending $2 to $3 million on adult stem cell research, that's a lot of money saved, a lot. So in conclusion, I believe that life begins at conception, and I think I've proven my point that life begins at conception. So why would we legalize abortion if they're already living? A woman is technically giving up her right to life for another human being once she commits an abortion. The option of adult stem cells is a great benefit to life. You're helping yourself, basically, so you're giving your cells to your body to help yourself heal. Research and be informed about this. If you're informed, then you know what's happening. And if this happens to you, you can say, can we do it this way instead of this way? And I hope I've proven my point and helped you guys form your own opinion about it. Thank you.
just to clarify, you are in support of adult stem cells and not embryonic stem
Yes.
cells? Okay.
Yeah, because you don't have to chemically manipulate them. You just derive them from the skin. You just pull them out, extract them, and then inject them back in. And it's not a painful process.
Do you know how our president-elect will respond to this when he becomes our president? His stances on using embryonic stem cells?
Well, President-elect Trump is a pro-life, so he doesn't agree with the abortion, so he'll probably either leave the laws the same like Obama did, or he will tighten them up or make them more strict. So that would be my guess about it.
Can you clarify then something you said about George Bush put into place using embryonic stem cells?
Yeah, so George Bush was like, he liked the idea of it, so he gave them a little like window of research, and then he realized that they were like kind of manipulating how they were doing it, so he tightened the rules on them, and Obama didn't agree with it in the first place, so he was like, I'm just going to keep the rules as they are, they're okay. So.
Okay.